Las Vegas police made more than 100 arrests during a 4-day sex trafficking operation. The operation targeted traffickers, buyers, and those offering commercial sex. In total, 115 people were arrested or cited. It's an 11.6% increase over last year. Undercover detectives worked as female decoys, leading to 18 arrests or citations for buyers. In another operation, police said detectives posed as people appearing to engage in prostitution and were approached by traffickers for recruitment. 14 arrests were made in that operation. Additionally, an undercover operation reached 78 people engaging in commercial sex. The operation took place between November 19th through the 22nd.